Hello, this is test 2-2 review. This is to prepare you for the upcoming test, which is on October 25th, Thursday, pre-AP. So let's look at number one. Which points on the coordinate grid below satisfy this condition? X has to be more than negative 3.5, but y has to be less than 1 and 4/5. As a reminder, 1 and 4/5, how do you build it to a 10? Times 2 times 2. That's why is the same as saying 1 and 8/10. So we're going to see which one. So x, again, this is the x-axis. It has to be more than negative 3.5. So it's going to be all of these numbers. But y, this is the y-axis, it has to be less than 1 and 4/5 or 1 and 8/10. So y has to be less than this. So which numbers would satisfy it? Well, let's look. Well, if you go here, P, let's look at point P. So P here. If I go to 6 and I go down to negative 7, is 6, according to this, does it fit this? Yes. And does it fit this? Is 6 more than negative 3.5? And is negative 7 less than 1 and 4/5? It is. Next one. So we know P works. P works. So let's look at some other choices. Let's look at S. So S is right here. This is negative 3. Is that more than negative 3.5? Yes, it is. And is Y is 1. Is 1 less than 1 and 4/5? Yes, it is. That's why S works. And then W. That's 1 comma negative 2. So again, you start at the origin, you go to 1, you go to negative 2. Does this fit this conditions? Is X more than negative 3.5? Yes. But is it less than 1 and 4/5? It is. And so that's why the answer is D. So on the test, you will need to know how to graph coordinate points. So the main thing you need to know is this is the origin. So let me use a different pen color. So let me use red. This is the origin. You always start at origin. If the first number is negative, you go to the left. If the first number is positive, you go to the right. The second, that's x-axis. The y-axis, the second number, if the second number is positive, you go up. If the second number is negative, you go down or below 0. Number 2, a recipe for mac and cheese requires 2/3 cups of butter. Rama wants to make 3/4 of the recipe. Does she want to make the entire recipe? No, she does not want to make the entire recipe. She only wants to make part of the recipe, part of it. If you're making part of something, you are multiplying part of something. You're not making the full recipe or the whole recipe, you're making a fraction, because 3/4 is a fraction or part of the recipe. So what is 3/4 of 2/3? If you multiply, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 3 is 12. Can I simplify 6/12? Divide by 6, divide by 6, and you get 1/2. Number 3, let's see the answer to number 3. Margie paid $8.70 for sliced cheddar cheese. She paid $3.48 per pound. How many pounds of cheese did she buy? So I want to know, how many pounds of cheese did she buy? So many ways to do this. You can think of it as a chart like this. This is cost. These are pounds. So she spent $8.70, but we do not know how many pounds that is. It costs $3.48 per pound, means for 1 pound. So I want to like to know So I want to know how many 348s go into $8.70. Or another way is up and down relationship. What do I divide 348 by to get 1? I divide by 348. So $8.70 divided by 348, are they, do you like working with decimals? I don't. I like working with whole numbers. So I am going to multiply both of these by the hundreds place. Hence, the whole numbers are 870 over 348. Another way is you move the decimal 2 over to the hundreds place, 2 over hundredths place, and that's why you get 870 over 348. Now, how many 348s go to 870? 2 times. So 696. 870 minus 696 is 174. Annex is 0. How many 348s go into 1740? 5 times. Hence, the answer is 2.5 pounds. To check your work, you can multiply 2.5 pounds by 3.48 cost, and you'll get 8.70. Number 4, Stephanie has 3 3/4 bags of soil to put in her garden. Each bag of soil will cover 125 3/10 square feet. How many square feet will Stephanie be able to cover if she uses all of these? So I'm going to draw a picture and show you why. So here's 1 bag, 2 bags, 3 bags, and here's a fraction of a bag. Each bag will cover 125 3/10, 125 3/10, 125 3/10, and this one will not cover the entire one. So if I want to know how much it will cover, it's repeated addition, which is just multiplication. So do you know another way to say 3/4? 3 3/4. What is another way to say 3 3/4? Well, if I multiply by, if I want to find out the hundredths place, I multiply by 25, and that's 3 75 hundredths times 125 3/10. So if I multiply 125 3/10 times 3 75 hundredths, and multiply, this is what you would get, 469 875 thousand square feet. Number 5, subtract this. 2 ways you can do this. You can turn this into decimal and subtract. So 6 1/5, again, how do you build this fifth to a tenth? Times 2 times 2. So it's 6 2/10, or 6 20 minus 2 7500. Subtract this, you get 3 45 hundredths. So now in this one, your answer, or what if you prefer to use just regular subtraction? 6 1/5 minus 2 3/4. Do these have a common denominator? What is it? 20. So how do you build a 5 to a 20 times 4 times 4, 420? How do you build a 4 to a 20 times 5 times 5, 1520? Can I subtract 1520 from 420? No, I'm going to have to regroup. So 6 becomes a 5. And how do you turn a 6 to a 5? What are you taking away from a 6 to turn a 5? You're taking away 1 whole. How would you write 1 as a fraction form? 2020. So 420 plus 2020 is 2420. Can you subtract now? 24 minus 15 is 920, 3 and 920. Some of you may not prefer that way. Some of you may prefer turning it into improper. Because if you hate regrouping, you may want to try the improper. So 5 times 6 is 30 plus 1 is 31/5 minus 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11/4. What is the common denominator here? It is 20. 20. So how do you build a 5 to 20? Times 4 times 4, and 31 times 4 is 124. How do you build 4 to a 20? Times 5 times 5, 55/20. So what is 124 20th minus 55/20? So that's 11 This is a 14. 14 minus 5 is 9. 11 minus 5 is 6. 69, 20, which is the same answer. That's that. Number 6, Bo finished his time math test, fact test, in 3 minutes. The test had 90 facts. What was Bo rate in facts per minute? What does per minute mean to you? Per meaning minutes mean 1 minute, each minute, a minute, every minute. So what is this about? It's about facts and it's about minutes. So I'm going to make a table because I prefer tables. So he, in 3 minutes, he can do 90 facts. What is his rate in facts in per minute? 1 minute. So how do you break down 3 to 1? Divide by 3. So scale down, divide by 3, and you get 30. 30 facts per minute. Instead of saying divide by 3, you can say the reciprocal times a third. You can do times a third. Number 7, Ricardo ran the 100-meter sprint in 10.5 seconds, which best represents Ricardo's rate in minutes per second. Again, per second means 1 second. So if you make a table, it's about meters and seconds. So 100 meters in 10.5 seconds, which best represent per second, 1 second. How do you break it down from 10.5 second to 1 second? Divide by 10 and a half. Divide by 10 and a half. So what is 100 divided by 10.5? So 100 divided by 10.5, and x is 0 here. So times it by tenths, times it by tenths, it's 1,000 divided by 105. So let's divide this. If you do 1,000 divided by 105, how many 105 goes to 1? 0 times. 105 goes to 10, 0 times. 105 goes to 100, 0 times. 105 goes to 1,000, 9 times. So what is 109 times 105 times 9? It is 945. If I subtract 1,000 minus 945, so I'm going to have to regroup. This is a 10. This is a 9. This is 9. So 55. How do I get rid of the 0? Annex is 0. How many 105 go in 550? It goes in 5 times, which is 525. So 25. Annex another 0. How many 105 go in 250? Okay. Oh, this is, I'm sorry. What? 550 minus 25, 25. I feel like I made a mistake somewhere here. I'm trying to figure out where I made a mistake. No, it's good right here. 55, annex is 0, 550. How many? So 5, 105 times 5 is 520. Yeah, that's correct. 550 minus 25 is 25. Oh, I think this is a repeat. I believe it's a repeating decimal, I believe. So A is the closest one to it. Yeah, I believe is a repeating decimal. So A is the closest one to it. So again, this is going to be 210, 40, annex of 0. It will keep on going, but which one is the, best represent? Number 8, find the ratio of boys to girls. Simplify if needed. So ratio compares how many things? 2 quantities. So boys to girls. Order does matter. Boys are 15 boys. 2 girls are 5. So 15 to 5. 15 colon 5 or 15 fifths. Can I simplify this? Divide by 5, 3 boys, 1 girl. So there are 3 boys for every 1 girl. Oh, now complete the ratio table. If there are 3 boys, 1 girl, if I double this group, there will be 2 girls, 6 boys. Triple this group times 3, 3 girls, 9 boys. Quadruple or times 4, that'd be 4 girls, 12 boys, 5 girls, 15 boys, 6 girls, 18 boys, 7 girls, 21 boys. So what is the number of girls if there are 21 boys, 7 girls? And then graph it. So 1 girl, 3 boys, 2 girls, 6 boys, 3 girls, 9 boys, 4 girls, 12 boys, 5 girls, 15 boys, 6 girls, 18 boys. By using the graph, predict the number of boys for 10 girls. 10 girls. So if I keep on completing this, 10 girls would be 30 boys. Another way to do it is you could have extended this. 9 would be 27 boys, 10 girls would be 30 times 3. Times 3 because they're triple the number of boys to girls. All right, number 12. A basket of fruit contains 3 bananas, 6 apples, 4 oranges, and 5 pears. Find a ratio of oranges to total number of fruit. How many oranges are there? 4 oranges. 2, total number of fruit. Is banana fruit? Yes, 3. Are apples fruit? Yes, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oranges fruit? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pears are fruit? Yes. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 plus 5 is 18. All right, I must have miscounted somewhere here. So there's 18 fruits. Can I simplify 4 to 18? What can I divide this by? Divide by 2. Divide by 2. 2, 2, 9. 2 oranges, 9 fruit. 13, referring back to question 12, if the ratio of bananas to orange is 3 to 4, yep, bananas to orange, 3 to 4, what, write an equivalent ratio. Do you know another way to say this? What if I double this group? Then there'll be 6 banana, 8 oranges. What if I triple the group? 9 bananas, 12 oranges. Quadruple the group. 12 bananas, 16 oranges. Number 14, the ratio below shows the ratios below show the ratio of red marbles to blue marbles in 4 jars. Which jar could contain 15 red marbles and 12 blue marbles? So let's see. How do you build 3 red to 15 red times 5 times 5? So it'll be 15 and 10. Nope, so 15 and 12. How do you build 4 to 15? Can't. How do you build 5 to 15? Times 3 times 3. That'll be 15 and 12. Oh, guard 3 is the answer. Number 15, David rode his bicycle for 6 hours during the last 2 weeks. If he continues bicycling at the same rate, how many hours will he ride his bicycle in 17 weeks? I'm going to make a table for those who do like tables. So it's about hours and weeks. 6 hours, 2 weeks. If he continues the rate, how many hours will he ride his bicycle in 17 weeks? There are many ways to solve this. You can do a side-to-side relationship. I have some kids who can do it this way. How many 2's go in 17? 8 times, or 8.5 times 8.5. 6 times 8.5 is 51. I have some kids who can do that. I have other kids who do it this way. An up and down relationship, or down up. How do you turn a 6 to a 2? Divide by 3. Divide by 3. 51 divided by 3 is 17. Actually, wait, we started with, oh, this is the missing number. How do you build 2 to 6? Times 3. So times 3. So 17 times 3 is 51. And then the last one. I have kids who prefer this way. Okay, there's many ways to do it. So hours, weeks, 6, 2, and it come up with 17. Could we simplify this? Divide by 2, divide by 2. So that means every hour, every 3 hours, he bicycled 3 hours in 1 week. How do you build 1 week to 17? Times 17 times 17. 3 times 17 is 51. 16. Sophia needs 1 1/4 cup of honey to make 5 batches of snack bars. What is the number of cups of honey she needs to make 1 batch? So make a table or a proportion that you see above. It's about cups and batches. So 1 1/4 or 1 in 2500 for 5 batches. How do you break down 5 to a 1? Divide by 5, divide by 5, or times it by 1/5, which is the reciprocal. What is 1 1/4 divided by 5? It goes in 2 times. So it's 0 and 25, which is C, 1/4. Or what is 1 1/4 divided by 5? How do we write this in fraction form? 5/4. How would you write this as a fraction? 5/1. 5/4 times the reciprocal, 1/5. 5/20 would simplify to 1/4. Number 17, the gas tank in Taro's car can hold a total of 18 gallons of gas. Estimate the total number of liters of gas the tank can hold. So I made a table. 1 gallon can hold about 3.8 liters. How do you build 1 gallon to 18 gallons? Times 18. 3.8 times 18 is 68.4 liters. I did have some people who rounded. I'm okay with that. 1 gallon is 4 liters. How do you build 1 gallon to 18 gallons? Times 18. 4 times 18 is 72 liters. Number 18. Describe the relationship here between the length and the width. So, if you look at this, the width, 1 width is 2 length. 2 width, 4 length. 3 width, 6 length. So what is the relationship here? The length is twice the width times 2. So that's why B is the answer. Number 19, Lee wants to find the number of ounces of pretzel in a 4-pound container. She knows the ratio of ounces to pounds is 16 to 1. Which of the following can be the correct way of writing it? So 4 pounds, so we know there's 16 ounces, 1 pound, so 4 pounds. So which one shows this? 16 ounces, 1 pound. When you build this to 4 pound, A is the correct one. Here is wrong because pounds should be on top. This is wrong, not in the correct row. Actually, what's wrong with this one? Oh, 16 pounds, like 1 ounce. No, it's 16 ounces, 1 pound. And the last question, number 20. Lydia has 2 pieces of ribbon. The red ribbon is 4 feet 5 inches. The blue ribbon is 6 feet 9 inches. What is the total length in inches? So if you add up these feet, that's 10 feet. Then you add up these inches, that's 14 inches. So their foot has 12 inches. How do you build a foot to 10 feet? Times 10, that's 120 inches plus 14 inches makes 134 inches. So this is good luck on your test. That's tomorrow.